All right, so here's my next installment in the TDA project. Same donut as I have from last time, now with a fancy slider. I'm going to show the COVID-2, so bear with me because my computer might be a little slow, but um, I don't know, it may be a little hard to see, but as I vary the threshold distance, more points are connected via the simplicio complex, and yeah, it kind of maps that topology out, and it keeps the center of the donut right there, still the center of the donut. If we look down the end, it sort of does it too. It's a little bit harder to see because you could still see the points being connected in the back. Let's see if I can't maybe zoom in a little bit here. Ooh. So you can still see the stuff in the back, but I think you can kind of tell that there's at least somewhat of a persistent hole there down the end. So I think the inside is being preserved fairly well. All right, let's see if I can't pull up. I gotta modify a few things to make it just comment out a few things. So I haven't really been doing much with this project because I just finished up some other team projects that I was doing with TTS. So see, I think that's right. So yeah, I haven't really shown the COVID-19 in a while, and I wasn't sure that it really mattered. I just needed to test data set for the algorithm, but I'll show you here in a little bit. There is actually some interesting things that it did. It will take a little bit of time here. My computer doesn't really like to do multiple things at once. It's fairly old and well used. All right, here we go. This is a COVID-19 data, and when I vary it, you can see some get included. They draw lines to each other. But what is interesting is you'll notice there's kind of a gap, and that interested me a little bit because this gap is almost fairly clearly between 3 and 4,000 people tested or so. And I think it's a great visual. The simplicial complex kind of broke these two up as far as distance between. And if you look at my original Excel video, I did do a couple exploratory analysis steps that actually showed that there might be two different sub processes, and this kind of looks like there might be something different too, because on some days, so the data is uniform as far as time goes, but it's not uniform as far as number of people tested goes, and of course there's a direct relation between the number of people positive. Now this is raw data, so it hasn't been cleaned at all. And if you can see in the front there is some lower values in the front, kind of in pairs. And I thought that might be the weekend, but I haven't confirmed that yet. But even then, there's still a fairly high number distribution of points there that are included in both of these collections. And so, but I mean, it's interesting because, like, okay, if on Monday I tested 4,000, why am I all of a sudden testing around 6,000 on Tuesday? So between 4 on Monday and 6 on Tuesday, it seems just kind of odd that they would be clustered like this. And so it's, what does that mean? Well, of course I could be underfitting or overfitting something, but because that gap is semi-persistent, when I change. I really think that there is something else going on here. Maybe it's a different shift, or maybe they compiled so different shift with different times or different productiveness of the people in those shifts. Maybe there's um, more with nurses that are administering. Because again, in this 6,000 on the right, that's people, total people. I don't have them labeled. If I make an actual end presentation, I'll label them and make everything nice. But because from 0 to 6,000 or 7 or something like that, people tested, and then 0 to 1,500, that's my z-axis of that's how many people were found to be positive, and then the day is the 0 to 150 days. So yeah, maybe there is a different group of people testing. They're able to get more people tested and more people positive on those days, either because the shifts are different lengths or because there are a different amount of test administrators, or maybe some other reason that I'm not sure. But yeah, it's just interesting that there is almost clear gap, and definitely worth some further analysis. I don't know how much farther I'm going to go in this project. I have other projects that I could do, and I definitely, I think, got this algorithm going. It would be nice to revisit it sometime. I don't know how much more I'm going to do, but I do want to return the higher dimensional. Of course, I can't graph those or look at those, but the higher dimensional simplicis. And I think that will probably wrap it up. And maybe I'll make a good presentation. And that should be it almost, I think. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for watching this one.